In June 2016, Switzerland held a referendum to introduce a universal basic income scheme. After all the ballots were counted, it was revealed that 77% of Swiss rejected the proposal. It was not solely Switzerland that wanted to test the water on a universal basic income. Both Scotland and Finland are currently trialling schemes to determine the implementation of what sounds like a radical idea. However, the idea is actually surprisingly popular amongst many prominent figures from politics to business. US Senator Bernie Sanders, UK Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell, and SpaceX founder Elon Musk have all voiced their support for such schemes. But what is a universal basic income? And is it going to become relevant in the future? Universal basic income is, as the name might suggest, when the government gives all of the citizenry an equal check to cover the basic costs of living, regardless of the recipient's wealth. This definition brings up further questions and, in some people, concerns regarding its implementation. One of these people is Conservative MSP Tom Mason, who I had the pleasure of interviewing. An Ipsos poll has recently shown that 49% of British adults would support the universal basic income. Why do you feel most Brits would support a universal basic income?
So anybody in their own wits would think it's a good idea if they get cash income for doing nothing. So as soon as you actually relate that most of the people will be taxed up to maybe 50% in order to pay for it, you get a different result.
The US state of Alaska currently has a form of universal basic income. It lacks an income tax, but it uses its oil revenue to give all Alaskans a check of about $1,000 to $2,000 per year. If UBI is implemented in Scotland or the UK, how do you propose we would pay for it?
Well, with great difficulty, because we don't have a vast sovereign wealth tax or wealth fund like the Alaskans. They have, as the Norwegians have, vast quantities of money. They're in totally different circumstances to the UK and Scotland. So the funding of the universal income policy would have to be from straight taxation.
Would you agree that a universal basic income may be cheaper than a cheaper alternative to the welfare state, as it removes the bureaucratic element?
Well, presumably if you remove some of the bureaucracy, it might be a bit cheaper, but I suspect it's not going to be as cheap as it's not going to be a silver bullet that's going to solve everything. And suddenly vast money is going to be generated by getting rid of the bureaucracy.
But would you agree that a universal basic income may help eliminate many of the issues associated with poverty and inequality far better than the current welfare state?
Well, there's always ways to improve the welfare state. It distresses me that some people don't get the benefit that we wish them to get. And there are people around who do need more support. And I suspect we're now to the stage where the money is not the issue. It's the way we provide the services and the attention to detail of individuals and what their needs are. We must start focusing on the detail. And that requires the right sort of training for people, carers and the staff and the bureaucracy to identify those who need the help. And universal help isn't the solution, it's individual help we need. I don't like seeing people going around in need. I don't see people like seeing using food banks and things like this. But they won't happen just by throwing money at it. And that's the problem with the universal income. It's just throwing money at it, and it'll land on the deck of lots of people who just sit back and say, thank you very much.
Keep in mind, this is just Tom's opinion. Whilst the universal basic income might sound like quite a left-wing idea, it actually has supporters from across the political spectrum. One of these supporters was Conservative US President Richard Nixon, who in the early 1970s got incredibly close to implementing a basic form of UBI.
I immediately ordered an investigation by appropriate government authorities.
As I mentioned in that interview, almost half of all British people would support a universal basic income. The current Shadow Chancellor who supports universal basic income came incredibly close to winning the general election that was held last year. And many say that if Bernie Sanders became the Democratic nominee for president instead of Hillary Clinton in 2016, then he would undeniably have won that election and would have implemented some form of universal basic income. Regardless of your thoughts on UBI, in a time like this, we need to be talking about this policy a lot more. If there's one thing this documentary has convinced you of, I hope it's that UBI is something that's worth discussing. Whether you like it or not, universal basic income is going to become incredibly relevant in the not too distant future, and we need to be debating its effects, its benefits, and its disadvantages now.